Hey there, and welcome back to the Mini Pick'ems. It is now week 16, and there was a three-way tie for first and last this week. We were talking about before we came on, it's the third time it's happened this year, but the first time since week 2. So I don't even think I told you the exact, or oh my gosh, only the second time. Week 2, we all had a 12-4 record, which is the
That's
best record.
crazy.
Yeah, that was the best record any of us have had.
12-4. I miss those
12
days.
and 4. And then yeah, we all tied with a 10-6 records. Joe and I are still tied 133 and 91, and Joey still sits 8 games ahead of us at 141 and 83. As you can see, it's just Joe and I here tonight, and I got the other fellas picks. But before we get into that, we have to do our good old fashioned wheels to figure out who the fuck's getting a pick changed and who needs to come up with their mortal lock. So I'm still not used to, because you guys usually are doing it, because I'm usually the middle guy. Let's see, I gotta share.
If you were a human centipede, what part would you want to be? Front, middle, or back if it was 3 people?
I'd want to be pulling out of my dad instead of pushing into somebody. What? Okay. All right, so I'm spinning for first place, and then after I go, Joe is going to be spinning for last place. So this is what we got. Whoop. All right, let's go. Ready, set, let's go. First place this week. Come on.
No.
With me?
God damn it.
Did you just respin when you're not here?
That's the rule, actually.
Should we start the episode over, actually?
Yeah, this didn't happen.
God damn it. Should we actually? No, we should. God damn you, Joey. Fuck.
We're ethical people.
That's such horseshit. God damn it. All right, well, there's that.
There is that.
Okay, so Joey got first. Cocksucker. I knew I should have spun one once before I got on, but I didn't. So
You're going to like this wheel. It's not hard to see at all.
all right, so that was for first place. Now, Joey heard Joey's text. He says, "Mortal lock if needed." Oh no, he told both
He
of
doesn't
us.
need it.
He said, no, he doesn't need it anymore. But what did he tell us? Oh, right here. He said, and then I'll just have whoever didn't get last change the pick with what they think. Oh my God. I don't know if I love or hate this, but this is definitely different.
This is helpful for us.
I think you need to, it's all, okay, I thought I saw a couple of Joeys. I was like, all right.
All right, you ready?
No, but we got to get it done. This is for last place. Whoever this lands on gets third.
Go.
Stay.
This is such horseshit. Well, this fucking sucks. You guys are the worst.
I mean, it's the usual.
I don't know why I decided to do this with you assholes. All right. This is just the worst. Well, all right. So now I go first for picks. So now that we have all this bullshit figured out, forgot to grab something different. So didn't win this week. Obviously, I mean, I had a partial win, but doesn't fucking matter. Doesn't count.
Got a partial win and a full shot.
1 white wine vinegar shot.
God, ew.
Different from last time. Last time I remember it like stung. It wasn't so much the taste. It was just, it stung.
Yeah.
This time it's the opposite. It didn't really sting. It just tastes like shit. All right. So now I go first. I'll give Joey's pick and then I'll hand her over to you. So.
No, you're first.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said I go first. I'll give Joey's pick. Then I'll hand it over to you.
He gets the last pick. I can't know what he picks.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Because,
he won. Remember? Because he's a douche.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying. So kicking off week 16 is, we were just talking about this before we got on, the game for sure of the week, potentially game of the year, and is essentially probably going to decide who gets the number 1 seed. 7:15 tomorrow night, the LA Rams at the Seattle Seahawks. Darnold has been playing so well this year. You'll love to see it. I don't know that I'd put him up in MVP conversation with Allen and Stafford, but he's been playing out of his mind, playing very well. What?
Staph infection.
Yeah, staph infection. But this Rams defense is a bad matchup for him. The last time they played each other, he threw not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 picks. I think both of these teams are capable of winning at least a playoff game, but I think the NFC goes through Los Angeles. So give me the Rams.
I like it. LA is probably going to be without Devontae. Puka had potentially a weird injury. They say it's nothing, but he he said it was an injury. I mean, they said it was some type of injury, but it's tough, right? Like Jack said, these teams, they're both really good, but Sam Darnold doesn't show up in these big moments. You know who does?
We saw it last year when he was with the Vikings.
The staph infection shows up, even if their plane doesn't show up on time because they're late. I'm gonna have to go with the Rams. Safer pick.
Yep, and Joey had the Rams as well. So that's how that goes. And then now that we are getting closer to the Christmas holidays, we're starting to see different schedules. So this week we'll see 2 games on Saturday. The first one being at 4 p.m. with the Philadelphia Eagles heading to the Washington Commanders. I'm gonna take the Eagles in this one. This is the number geek in myself. So there are full 16 matchups this week. 8 of them are against teams currently in playoff spots or teams playing to get into the playoffs, and then 5 matchups are against teams that are eliminated team versus eliminated team, and this is one of 3 games where it's a team playing for playoff positioning and an elimination team. I think this sums up this game just as well as anything. So give me the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, I chose the Raiders last week, and Jack was given the Raiders, which
I was.
caused this tie. By the way, did we go? What did we go? 8-8 last week?
Sorry, I thought I said that. I think you bringing that up. No, we all went 10-6.
Holy shit!
Yeah, all went 10.
Not bad. But you got to go Eagles. Commanders are dead in the water. Obviously, mathematically eliminated. The Eagles are still going to be playing for the 1 seed, and technically the NFC East is still up for grabs. Give me the Eagles.
I believe with the win this week over the Commies, they can win the East. Yeah, Joey has the Eagles, and it doesn't help that I believe, correct me if I'm wrong through me talking about this into my next pick, but I believe the Commanders, unlike the Bengals, have already shut down Jaden Daniels for the rest of the year. So that is also worth noting. Third game, second one on Saturday, 7:20, the Green Bay Packers at the Chicago Bears. I know a lot of people are thinking that this is a game that the Bears are just going to throttle with Micah Parsons is out. But even with him out, I think on paper, again, I hate to admit it because I love rooting against this team, both of these teams really. But I think on paper, even without Micah Parsons, the Green Bay Packers have a better roster. They're more talented. And I think they've shown just a little bit more consistency. With that, I'm going to take the Packers in this one.
Yeah, you talk about the consistency with the Packers. They lost to the Browns, and there was another team they lost to that was not too great this year, but they've really turned it on lately. That being said, it's in Chicago. Everybody's going to be playing their ass off. Ben Johnson's a hell of a coach. Give me the Bears.
I like it. First non-chalk game. Joey is going.
I will say,
well,
one thing to caveat with that is I just hate the Packers so much that choosing them is really hard. I hate cheering for them.
Yeah, I don't really, honestly. So quick story. So this weekend on Sunday.
Woo!
This Sunday, it was my niece's 7th birthday party, and we were over at their house, and we had, naturally, it was a Sunday, so he had the games on, and my father-in-law, my brother-in-law, who is an avid Eagles fan, heard me cheering for the Packers because I had picked the Packers and you had picked the Broncos, and there was another game that was going on, the Denver, or no, not the, I can't remember, but I was rooting for teams. He goes, looks at me, he goes, the fuck's wrong with you? I go, okay, you remember that mini pick'em thing I'm doing? He goes, yeah. I go, this thing I'm doing has made me cheer for teams I thought I would never fucking cheer 100%. For. I still hate these teams, but I'm rooting for fucking wins. I don't care who it is. Oh, it was Kansas. It was the Chargers over Kansas City.
Yeah.
Like, you're a Chargers fan? I'm like, I like Herbert. Like, I like a lot of guys on those teams. I wouldn't call myself a fan, but I need them to win.
Yep, because we're not about to run. By the way, that Chiefs thing, now that they're out of the playoffs, I really got to win. Would you be willing to push that bet to just a half marathon?
What are you talking? No, it's a 10K and a 5K.
Which is almost a half marathon. But you just say, so then you could say you ran a half marathon.
I mean, yeah, we can talk about that.
I'll shake on it right now.
Let's shake on talking about it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Fair. All right. So yeah, no, we can talk on that stuff. I was, the second that game finished up this week, that was one of the first things that popped in my head. I was like, I got this boy on the line.
Yeah, you do.
All right. And then first game of the noon slate on Sunday is the Buffalo Bills at the Cleveland Browns. Look, Buffalo's comeback win over the Patriots should give them momentum in coming into this game. Myles Garrett is closing in on the NFL single season sack record, but I don't think that's going to be enough to compete with. We've been talking actually about this Browns defense all year, that this defense has the capabilities of keeping them in games, but this is just a defense that the Browns offense just can't put points up regardless of what their defense can do. Give me the Bills.
Yeah, nothing else needs to be said. The Bills, that was one of the most impressive comebacks I've ever seen, minus the Vikings coming back against the Bills and the Colts.
Yeah.
The Bills are too good. They're dominant. The Browns have nothing to play for except a good draft pick. So
if you're the Cleveland Browns, here's a quick question. I know we go down a lot of seamless rabbit holes on this thing. If you're Cleveland, you got Dylan Gabriel and you got Shedeur Sanders under contract, I believe, after the season for the next 3 years. If you get a top pick, do you think about taking Fernando, I can't remember his last name, from what?
Mendoza.
Yeah, do you think about taking him? Or like, you obviously can't add a veteran through the draft, but you're gonna try to add a veteran in that room regardless. So you take the best available talent, or do you go after a quarterback, because clearly they are not nearly as confident in either of those quarterbacks as a KOC is within these last couple of weeks, even with JJ McCarthy, and that's still kind of not super high. I don't think
you trade that pick and you get 2 first rounders. You get
like for next year maybe.
Like one this year. So you swap with this year and you get someone's next year. Like you think about the Jets, they're going to want a quarterback. Yeah. You think about Cardinals. You think about the Raiders. You think about the Steelers. You think about the other teams.
No, that's a fair point. I can't tell you how many people after I don't know, I can't remember if you have TikTok, but every week, the day after our game, I make like a first reaction to every game of ours. And after I did that for this week, I had so many people on Instagram and on TikTok DM me saying we fucked ourselves over in the draft. And I don't think a lot of people realize it is so easy to trade up, or like, unless you're a desperate team that needs a top 3 or a top 5 pick, you can trade up in the draft, you can trade down in the draft. Like, draft positioning is not that like the pick you end up with by your record is not that important, because so many things can happen on draft day that it's just like, it doesn't matter what spot you end up with.
Yeah, I'm done rooting for a draft pick this year, and I just want to see JJ develop. Truthfully,
1,000,000%, and truthfully, in my opinion, that's these next couple weeks, that's how you can find out if someone's a true Vikings fan or just a casual Vikings fan. Because a casual Vikings fan is going to say, oh, we should lose out so that we can, get a top draft pick, or, something of that nature. A real Vikings fan will say, regardless of wins, losses, we just need to see JJ from week to week take steps. And I got to say, as much as I've been on his back, and I've been, okay, let's calm it with the negative talk kind of stuff, he's proved even a lot to me these last 2 weeks. So if he can continue on this trajectory, I would say there is a 75 to 85% chance he's our starter week 1 next year. And the only reason it's not higher is because there's something about KOC and his wandering eyes with quarterbacks that he can play with. So that's the only reason I say that. If KOC didn't have that thing about him, I'd have no problem saying it's 90-95%.
I have noise on. My bad.
There you go. So, all right, I've been digressing a lot, and we're not even 5 games into this thing. Noon slate, LA Chargers at the Dallas Cowboys. Once again, you have the Chargers and Dallas Cowboys both fighting for a playoff spot in their respective conferences. The Chargers are a lot more on the ropes than the Chargers are. The Chargers and Justin Herbert's hand has had more time to heal, and all things considered, they didn't look terrible against the Kansas City Chiefs this last week. I like the Chargers to win a close one and to end Dallas's chance at a playoff spot. Give me the Chargers.
It's that Cowboys defense sucks, man, and the Chargers have a good defense and a competent enough offense to win the game, but I gotta go Chargers as well. This is one of my toughest games.
I know there were a lot of tough ones for me to pick this week. Joey also took the Chargers. Moving on, we got Kansas City at Tennessee. And weirdly enough, this is a game that I spent too much time thinking about, which if the Kansas, what?
Me too.
Well, because I was just going to say, if Kansas City loses last week, Patrick Mahomes doesn't get injured, for sure, I'm 100% taking the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs are not only eliminated, but they have Gardner Minshew to fall back on, who, I don't know, has that guy played a full game in this year or last year? I don't think so.
Right.
Maybe one game for the Chiefs last year after they clinched. With that said, with the Chiefs out, I still think with their star quarterback out, I still think there's enough talent on the defensive side and enough talent on the offensive side for Minshew to utilize that. Tennessee just isn't as good of a team as them. Mm-hmm. So I anticipate the Chiefs actually winning this one. So give me the Chiefs.
Yeah, and I respect that. Minshew hasn't played a lot. You're going to be shocked by this. I'm going Titans. They're continuing to score points.
They've been kind of inconsistent, but they'll go, but inconsistently consistent. They'll have like one good game, whether it's a win or a loss, and then just a shitty game, and then a good game, win or loss, shitty game. So it's like, what's going to happen?
And you see later in the year, a lot of these times, these shitty teams get those wins.
Yeah. So, all right, you got Tennessee. Joey has Kansas City. Next up, I don't know. I was kind of surprised he took that too. I thought after the elimination with not Joe Burrow, with Mahomes out, I kind of thought I thought he would have taken Tennessee as well too. And then next up, we got the Cincinnati Bengals going to the Miami Dolphins. The Bengals are a little bit different, like I mentioned earlier, than the Washington Commanders. They have not shut down Joe Burrow, and they have every intention, as long as he is healthy, to ride him the next couple weeks, citing they want to win. And I don't blame them. I think if you're Joe Burrow, after missing a lot of the season and with their defense being halfway decent while he was out, he's kind of feeling like this might have been a season that got away from them with his injury. So, plus I think both Tua, before week 1 next year, I think Tua and Mike McDaniels, there's a very, very high chance both of them are not back wearing Dolphins gear. So give me the Bengals in this one.
Yeah, Bengals still have a very, very slim shot at the playoffs. I don't believe the Dolphins do, and Tua was benched for Quinn Ewers.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, Bengals too. And Joey took the Bengals as well. Okay, and then the next game we got the New York Jets heading to the New Orleans Saints. I'm just going to say it. The Saints are coming off of 2 surprising wins over top 2 teams in the NFC South. Mm-hmm. Moore, Shook, and the Saints defense, they deserve a lot of credit for what they've been able to do, finishing the season strong. And I think they're going to carry that momentum in a home game against the Jets. So give me the Saints.
Yeah, the Jets suck. And I've said this every week. They suck, and always have sucked. Give me the Saints. Tyler Shook is going to shake his ass at him.
Surprisingly, Joey took the Saints as well.
It's because the Jets fucked him over a couple weeks ago.
The Jets did. I know. And I kind of wish you would have just said, you know what? They'll bounce back and just taken the Jets and won this one. That would have been nice.
Would have been nice.
That would have been very nice. Next up, we got the Minnesota Vikings against the New York Giants. Jackson Dart, I believe, will be playing in this game. But let's just keep it 100. JJ McCarthy looked better.
Really good.
Looked really solid. I think he's going to have yet another at least 3 touchdown game in this one. The New York Giants are still the New York Giants, I feel like, are one of those small amount of teams that they're not purposefully tanking, but they're probably not going to give it 100% because they could use a top 3-4 draft pick. Plus, like I said, I think JJ McCarthy continues to carry on what he's done these last couple of weeks. Give me the Vikings to get their 3-game winning streak going after being eliminated from the playoffs.
Yeah, Jack and I think I mentioned this both on air and off, but again, I don't care about the draft pick. I just want to see JJM develop, and he's continuing to do that. I think Justin Jefferson's finally we're going to get him going early. My dad said this when I was talking to him earlier this week. If he gets going early, that's when he gets going the whole game. And that's what we got to do. Get him out on bubble screens, get him just rocking and rolling. Last week, Kevin O'Connell mentioned that it's mission 190, which means get him 190 yards to get to 1,000. And I think he only got about 20 last week. So We're about on mission 170 right now, but I'm hoping he can get there
For who?
for Justin Jefferson.
Oh, for Justin. Oh, for Justin Jefferson. I thought you were talking about JJ McCarthy. I was like, I'm pretty sure he's already thrown for 1,000 yards.
No, Justin Jefferson.
Okay. All right. Yeah, no, I 100% back that. And surprisingly, Joey took the Vikings too. He's been more against picking against the Vikings than you have the last couple of weeks. So that one kind of surprised me too. And then rounding out the noon slate, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to the Carolina Panthers. If you would have asked me to pick this game 3 or 4 weeks ago, I wouldn't have thought 2 seconds about it. I would have said Buccaneers by a million. The Buccaneers haven't been looking very good lately, and they're going to Carolina. I think this also might be another game of the week with both teams losing last week. The winner of this game is going to take control of the NFC South. I think the Bucs are going to prove that they are still the best team in this division. I want to take the Panthers, but I just can't see the Bucs losing 3 or 4 games in a row. So give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, this is really tough. I mean, the Panthers beat the Rams on November 30th. They had a bye week in week 14, and then they lose to the Saints this week. So it's like, what Panthers are going to show up? We don't know. Bryce Young's inconsistent.
And at home, I think they have. Let me hear you keep going.
Yeah, I genuinely don't know. It's like on paper the Bucs are so much better. I want to be safe here and just go Bucs since you did, so I don't get even further behind potentially. I'm going Panthers. Fuck it.
And this might be this most like 500 team in the league. It looks like they're 1-2, 2-1 at home, 2-2 at home, 3-2 at home, which means on the road they're 4-5, 5-5. So it's not really like they're a team that plays better on the road or better at home, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, because I was going to say, usually you can say, well, they're not getting the job done at home, but at least they're playing really well on the road. They're not really even doing both of those. So Tampa, you got Carolina.
Yeah.
And then Joey, ooh, wow. Joey has the Bucs.
He's a big Baker.
He is a big Baker guy, but Baker has been looking like ass these last, what is it? I want to find out before I just go ahead here. Let's see. I want to say coming into this game, they're on a 3-game losing streak. No, just 2. Holy fuck. Just 2, but they've lost 5 of their last 6. My God. Not a good look. Jeez. Kind of rethinking that pick, but can't do that anymore. Taking over the excuse me, the afternoon slate, 3:05. You got the Jacksonville Jaguars going to the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos currently have the longest active winning streak at 11 games. They're closing in on the number 1 seed in the AFC. The surging Jags are going to make it tough. As good as they've looked in years past, Trevor Lawrence has let me down in late games and wildcard games when I've had money on him. Right now in this game, I think I trust Bo Nix a little bit more. Give me the Broncos.
Who am I going with, Jack? You know who I'm going with. You say it.
Denver.
Bo Nix, my guy.
And guess what?
He's going Jags.
Both of us will get a game on him this week because this is
go.
Jags. I love it.
Let's go. He's dumb.
Am I the only one that feels that way? Like last year, they had a favorable matchup in the wild card. I think they were the 3 or 4th seed taking on the 6 or 5 seed. And it was a game that a lot of people thought it should be a relatively easy win for them. And they lost it.
Yep.
I can't remember who it was to. Like, I don't get me wrong, I love me some Trevor Lawrence. But if I've learned one thing about that guy, it's ride him when it's September, October, and early November. Once it starts to get brisk in late November, start going somewhere else.
100%.
All right. Second 3:05 game, we got Atlanta at Arizona.
Off.
Another really tough one. In my opinion, though, the Falcons' huge win against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this last week, I think is huge. They're going to ride that momentum, and I expect them to ride Bijan Robinson to victory in this one. I got the Falcons winning a close one.
Yeah, give me the Falcons. Kirk looks good. Kyle Pitts, I called it last week. He had a game. He's just Kirk. You can't deny that Kirk looks good. No one can. but you also can't deny that the Cardinals are going to bring a good game. This is going to be a close game, but give me the Falcons.
Yeah, I have to say he hasn't looked amazing. I am kind of surprised with how serviceable Jacoby Brissett has been
Yes.
for the Arizona Cardinals. They've lost still quite a bit of games, but he's been able to keep them in those games and not been humiliated like I think a lot of people thought. So, and then
He took the Cards, didn't he? Oh my
we're
God.
getting two over him on this weekend.
Let's
You're
go.
fine. Boom. Let's get it done. Gosh, this is going to be so much fun this week. I think I just got a half chub right there. I don't know.
The Wolves lost. Fuck that.
What? Is Ja back?
No, but Jaren Jackson Jr. is.
Wolves need to go get James Harden. Make it happen.
Wolves need to get Giannis. Trade Julius, Dillingham, and any picks you can.
How old is Giannis?
I don't know, 32.
I'd rather us try to get a solid point guard. Like, we don't need.
He's 31. He's 31. He just turned 30.
I would love, don't get me wrong, I would love to get Giannis Antetokounmpo. Don't get me wrong. Getting Giannis Antetokounmpo, I fear we would have to give up more than I would want us to give up. Like, he's not a guy where we could offer 3, 4, or 5 draft picks between like Naz Reid, Terrence Shannon Jr., Julius Randle, and Jalen Clark. We'd probably have to get rid of, for sure, 2, maybe 3 of those guys. For a guy like Giannis, I don't know that I'd want to give up that many guys and then have to go sign vets for league minimums. Like, I'd rather just try to upgrade the point guard position and give me, like, Lonzo Ball, Kobe White. Or even, I'd love if Dillingham would just take a huge step in his game before the trade deadline. But that's probably not going to happen. But we've seen it before. Tim Connolly is not afraid to swing for the fences. I think he'll go get us somebody by the trade deadline, and we will be just fine. Especially come playoff time. Despite how lackluster we looked going into playoffs last year, Ant fucking turned it on and was arguably the best player in the playoffs until we got eliminated.
Yeah, that's fair.
Anyway, football-based podcast. 325. I'm glad you said that though, because I checked that before we got on here, and I was like, "Ooh, we're winning. Let's go get that dub." Pittsburgh at Detroit. This is a game at that's in Detroit. Both of these teams, once again, one of those 8 games. Both of these guys playing for playoff positioning. I'm trying to get Joey's pickup so I can be ready for it this time too. I think it's going to be a physical game between these two teams with them battling for playoff position with just 3 weeks left. The Lions are favored. I think they're a 6.5 or 7-point favorite. I know that does seem kind of high, even for it being a home game for them, because the Steelers have looked good recently. Aaron Rodgers, as much as I hate to admit it, has been kind of doing Aaron Rodgers things recently. I think I got to play it safe. Give me the Lions.
Yeah, that's the right call, dude. There's not much. I mean, you can't trust a 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers right now. Both teams have something to play for. Steelers are looking good. Lions look like they're going down the hill, but this is in Detroit, right?
Yeah, this is in Detroit.
Yeah, so give me the Lions.
I like it. And then Joey's got the Lions in that one as well. And then last afternoon game.
We don't even need to talk about this.
Vegas Raiders, Houston Texans. Well, we do, because it's my mortal lock.
Oh, yeah.
Give me the Houston Texans. Once again, the Las Vegas Raiders are one of the few teams like the Giants who are praying their lucky stars that they don't have to make it look obvious, but really want that 1, 2, or 3 pick. I'm still not super high on the Texans, weirdly enough. They've been playing good football lately, but very similar to like Trevor Lawrence and the Jags. They've looked okay, but they haven't really impressed me. But again, they're playing against arguably the worst team in the National Football League. So give me my mortal lock. Give me the Houston Texans.
Yep, Texans it is. Raiders suck. Never choose them in this kind of thing. Don't be stupid. Their Texans defense is so fucking good. Fucking good.
And you have to give credit when credit's due. Their defense looked like fucking Swiss cheese to start this year, which I think a lot of people took that, myself included, and kind of put that on CJ Stroud was like, what the fuck is this team doing? Like, this is supposed to be a team that's going to run away with the AFC South. But their defense has really turned it on. And the more I've watched it, I was like, you know what? I was too harsh on CJ Stroud, even though he still hasn't looked amazing. But again, complimentary football. That defense is putting that offense in positions to thrive, and it's hard to lose to a Las Vegas Raiders team. Then I believe Mr. Joey took. Oh my gosh, he took the Raiders. Just kidding. He took the Jets. I wouldn't do that to him. Like you said, we're ethical here. Okay, and then Sunday night football. We got the New England Patriots who are fighting for that 1 seed and the Baltimore Ravens who are looking to get their shit together here. And this is another tough one to pick. I'm a little surprised the Ravens are home favorites in this one, even though they're at home. I think this is one that I didn't have picked before this. This could be another third game of the week. Both of these teams needing everything they can. The Ravens were one of the teams at the beginning of the year that I said were Super Bowl, not even contenders, but Super Bowl favorites.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson figuring it out in late season, regular season games. And in my opinion, this is a position where I think Drake May's youth in late game situations could show. I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a close game, but I got to take the Ravens in this one.
Lamar Jackson doesn't look like himself. It's the Pats, and it always will be the Pats.
Well, looks like I'm alone in this one. I believe Joey took New England. So I get one on both of you guys. I can't wait for that to happen.
I chose the fucking Titans.
And then Monday Night Football wrapping up Week 16. Still can't believe it's fucking Week 16. To think we'll be doing some playoff picks here in a couple weeks is just insane. But we have the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Indianapolis Colts. And quite frankly, I'm surprised the 49ers are only 5.5 point favorites. Phillip Rivers surprisingly played pretty well this last week. He did look well. He looked, let me clarify. He looked good for a guy who hadn't been throwing a football for the last 5 years. He was throwing ducks out there, and he was just getting bailed out a couple times with his receivers just coming down with him. He didn't really have a tight spiral that often in that game, you know? So, I think for me, this one's pretty easy. I think this is a weird game to look at because the eye test, you see, where did I put it? The eye test, you see a San Francisco team that is 10-4 going up against a Colts team that's 8-6. Without the Colts starting off, what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Without the Colts starting 7-1, this is a below 500 team here. And I don't think this game will be too close. I think the San Francisco 49ers are a good team on offense and too good of a team on offense and defense.
Yep, agreed. 49ers. The Colts have a 44-year-old quarterback. If Danny Dimes is out there still healthy, I'd probably go with the Colts, to be honest with you. But got to give some love to the Niners here.
Yeah, and let me just double check. Yep, and we all got chalk on that one. We all got the San Francisco Z14. Remember those god-awful accents we tried to do when we had those international games? We were trying to do like Germany and Berlin, and everything was coming out Jamaican for some reason.
Jamaican, man. Yeah, not great.
All right, well, that's what we got for that. And then per Joey's request, I will read it.
No, live update. I texted him. Check the chat. Check the Mini Pick'ems group.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay. Texans are Jack Smart lock. What game you changing? Browns for sure. Did I win? Yes. Oh, the wheel loves me. Fuck the wheel. We need to come up with something different these last 2 weeks. All right. Well, that's what you have. Joey changed my Browns pick, and I don't love it, but I think if there's one lopsided game for a defense to take over, that I was okay. I was okay with him taking that one. I can live with that pick. I couldn't live with it if he chose Vegas over Houston, because in my opinion, Cleveland has I'm bad with percentages and stuff, but I would give Cleveland like a 6 or 7% chance of upsetting the Bills. Okay. I would literally give the assuming you can't give 0 or 100, I would give the Raiders a 1% chance of upsetting. So I can live with that one being changed.
You're good at rationalizing, but it's going to be the Bills, man.
No,
Sorry.
it is. I'm just trying to give myself a glimmer of hope to get another one up on both you guys. So
It's going to be a good week.
it'll be a good week. It'll be a fun week. And then for those that don't remember, we will be live streaming not just myself watching the final Vikings game, but that pretty little beautiful face over there,
Woo!
guys, and Joe, who's been on last week. It wasn't on tonight, but yeah, that'll be a fun week. Hopefully they come out with a schedule for that like after this week so that
They
people can
will, I think.
plan that. I
They'll just
hope,
have to figure out what's happening this week and then set up games.
because I think there's NFL Week 16 playoff clinching scenarios. I think there's, I mean, because I think after this week, there is going to be a better picture of who's not necessarily playoff positioning, but who's going to be in the playoffs. Because I'm shit, like whether it's us or not, I love looking up this shit. So I believe with the loss, I'm just gonna just go here. I think with a loss this week, standings. With a loss this week, I believe what?
The Ravens and Bengals are for sure eliminated with losses.
I think actually you were wrong, and I'm surprised too because I didn't think you were wrong. The Bengals were eliminated last weekend. So
What?
loss, yes. So with a loss this weekend, I believe the Cowboys could be eliminated. The Carolina Panthers, despite being ninth, would not because they would still be having a fighting chance with the Buccaneers for the division. Their chance at a wild card spot isn't great. But then Baltimore for sure would be eliminated if they lost, and the Colts might be eliminated with a loss.
No, they still got a chance.
Do they? Nope, I don't think they do. Because I think if the Colts lose this week, they go to 8-7, and if the Jags win, they go to 11. They go to 11 and 4, and if Houston wins, they go to 10-5, and they're still the 8th seed and don't really have a chance at the division. And the wild card seems pretty slim. So no, maybe. So it might just be the Raven. It honestly might just be the Ravens and the Dallas Cowboys, which would mean 9 teams for 7 spots in the NFC, and 8 teams for spots in the eight teams for 6 spots because the Denver Broncos have clinched a spot. And the Rams. That was a lot of talking. I apologize. My wife doesn't really like it when I talk either, so I'm not a fan. All right. Well, that is what we got for you guys tonight. Any last words before we head off, my friend?
Skol Vikes.
Skol Vikes. I'm actually excited. Like I said, win or lose, I could give 2 shits if our defense just decides not to have a great game and we lose that game. As long as JJ McCarthy continues to take those steps. You know, I don't love having to be without Grenard, but there's still so many names on that defense. Like we've seen Isaiah Rodgers, bounce back. We've seen Byron Murphy Jr. bounce back. I still do think we got to beefing up our secondary this offseason, whether you're going to draft guys or sign free agents. I think in the situation, if they were to trade for Joe Burrow, you honestly might be having guys on the defense lining up to play on the defense or offense for not very much money. And not that JJ McCarthy can't do it next year. But again, just like we talked about earlier with the Wolves, Tim Connell with the wandering eyes, Kevin O'Connell with the wandering eyes with the quarterbacks, you just don't know. I think at the very least they could bring in a veteran that's currently in the league to at least give him a chance, a fighting chance and kind of get JJ's what do you call it, like competitiveness coming out. Yeah, some of those juices coming out earlier. Hey, let's fight for a spot. So, but I don't know about you. I've liked the steps he's made these last 2 weeks.
Yeah, me too. Honestly, I know I talk shit about him, but he's looked good. Josh Metellus is also out for the year, by the way.
Josh Metellus is out
for the year. Yeah.
Well, that's hardly saying anything. It's like what 2-3 games, but still.
Yeah, it does sound not that bad when you put it that way.
But at the same time, like that guy's honestly been a Swiss Army knife for us this year. He's been like Harrison Smith. He's lining up, thinking he's gonna blitz. He's been linebacker. He's been DB. He's been safety. He's been everything for us.
He actually played center for 7 games.
That's so hot.
They call him Harrison Swiss.
Harrison Swiss. Hey, it makes sense. Gosh, and I feel so bad for Harrison Smith.
I'm happy for him. He's had a great career.
He's had a great career.
This wasn't meant to be this year, but you're never going to really go out on top unless you're who am I thinking of?
like a quarterback.
Yeah, but like not even Tom Brady did it, right? It was like there's people that you just need to go out on top, like Peyton. Kind of, he didn't even really go out on top because Brock Osweiler played a few games and his defense won him that Super Bowl. But like,
Yeah.
it's rare to do that. So good for
No,
him.
it's so rare. It just would have been nice for a guy like him to at least make the playoffs and have a fighting chance his last year.
Yeah, but he looks old this year, truthfully.
He does. No, he's definitely lost his step, but he's definitely made some patented Harrison Smith hit you in the fucking mouth hits. It almost might be to the point with his lost step that if he offers to take a hometown discount, if you're Quicey, do you just say,
No.
sorry, man?
Yeah, you cut bait, draft somebody, trade, free agent. I don't know. Theo Jackson, who knows?
If you were in charge, let's say I got one question for you before we go. Assuming JJ McCarthy takes the appropriate steps,
Okay.
like he improves from the Dallas game and to the Giants game, win, lose, or tie, he improves going into the Green Bay game and he improves going into the Packers game, whatever, and we go out and he's progressed every single game. If you're Kwesi Adefo-Mensah, Joe Orlick style, what's your number one position you're addressing the offseason, whether it's free agency or draft? Like what's your top priority?
I have two. I know you said one. I have two.
No, I like it. Like
Center,
1A.
solidifying the center position because you
Ooh,
can't have a guy that has a bunch of concussions.
no.
Maybe that solidification is on the roster already with Blake Brandel, but solidifying that and then ensuring we have a better secondary. Because truthfully, like I think Brian O'Neill is going to be around for another year. Christian Darrisaw is that knee is going to heal up. Will
Yep.
Fries is serviceable on that right side. You got Donovan Jackson as a young guy on the offensive line. I think the only thing you're really missing is a true center that's going to be like a cornerstone piece to your line that's going to mesh with JJ McCarthy.
Yeah.
And then you need a guy like,
Caleb Downs.
I mean, yeah, exactly. You need someone like that. And Coy Parrish, honestly, from the Gophers, like, is there a way to get him? Or is he a sophomore?
He
He's a
might be a
sophomore. He
sophomore,
can't
but
come
that
on.
would be fucking lit. It'd be so cool if the Vikings would be like, yo, Koi, do your thing for the first 5-6 games of the season, then get injured or play ass on purpose so that you can go undrafted. We don't have to use your draft pick on you, and we can just sign you as an undrafted free agent like Brosmer.
Yep,
That'd be sick.
totally.
But yeah, and you know who's actually a backup this year that's actually been serviceable for us so far? Justin School. He took a
I
lot.
hate Justin Steele.
He took a lot of heat the first 2 or 3 games he was in,
Yeah.
and rightfully so because it was baptism by fire for him. He was going up against, I think, TJ Watt one of the games, Miles. I think his first 2 games were abroad when we were playing the Browns and the Steelers. So his first 2-3 games, he was going up against like future Hall of Famers. But he held up pretty good against the Dallas Cowboys, and that whole offensive line held up really good against the Dallas Cowboys, and they held up really good against the who was it before the Cowboys? The why am I blanking?
Bears.
The Commanders.
Commanders.
Because over these last 2 games, I want to stat check myself. I think JJ McCarthy's gotten sacked like once, maybe twice over the last 2 games.
Yeah, he wasn't sacked
4
last
times.
week.
4 times. Not once in Dallas and 4 times against Washington. So, well, all right. We have been on for a while. It's been a fun night. Can't wait for week 16 to get going. Goal.